I'm going to say good day to everybody. Well, it's good day to people who are in Australia. Yeah, I've got international viewers now watching me all over the world, which is great. Now, you've seen the intro. You saw what I was doing. I was going round, just lightly nibbing down that surface with a sander on a, you've seen one of these, sander on a pole. And today's video, let's put that down. Today's video is following on. It's following on, everybody, from using the Primer GB, which was my, I'm going to say, my primer coat for the actual bare surface of the plasterboard. So what we're going to do today, I'm coming back to you with following up on this and telling you how that GB primer was and what I'm going to do with it today. Now, that GB primer, I did say in the last video that because I thinned it down to go onto that porous surface, I would expect it to be sprinting using the roller sleeve, rolling it. Do you know what? Very little sprinting and splatter came off that GB, let's call it GB primer, Primer GB from Isomat. So I'm going to give that a thumbs up. A very good product. Went on nicely. It definitely needed thinning for that first coat going over that surface. It was, it still felt a little bit thick. It felt like there was body to the actual product. But do you know what? It's actually bodied up. Whereas I was thinking it's going to be a little bit too thin, it wasn't. It still went on very nicely. So I'm happy about that. Now, that dried within a couple of hours, and what I did last night, I actually went round, and anywhere that there was a little bit of a skin that had come off the side of the tub, I went round with a scraper, just knocked it off. Can you see that? Just any tools that I use, I'm going to give a plug. Please have a look at my Amazon account below. There'll be a link in the description because there's tools and products that you might be interested in purchasing to help you with your next decorating project. But I went round with a scraper, just scraped off anything that was on the ceiling, if I can do it that way. If there was any nibs on the ceiling, I scraped those off. And then where I'd probably slightly missed going round with that tape and joint filler, I've just gone round with some Red Devil one-time filler, which is a very fine surface, lightweight, there's no weight to that, lightweight filler. And I just went round and checked the ceiling. If there was anything that just wanted if we can do it back here, a little bit of a fill over, I did it. And if there was any damage to any of the plasterboard that was still showing like an indentation, I just skimmed those out. There were certain areas that had probably pressed on a little bit too hard with the Mercer, and that just left a little bit of a concave sanded mark on the surface of the plasterboard. But do you know what? I filled that out so the actual filler was nice and smooth. So today I've come in, you've seen me just sand it down, and you're going to say, Phil, stop waffling. People say stop waffling, but I'm trying to get the information out about everything that I'm doing. So if you are doing this for the first time, I am covering everything. If you're a pro, if you're a semi-pro, if you're a semi-pro amateur that knows a bit about painting, clearly you're going to be fast forwarding these timestamps to see the exciting stuff. But today, what are we talking about today? We are going to get a coat on this ceiling and get a second coat on this afternoon, ready to get the lights installed. Light installation will be on another video. And to save you the, getting bored, I will not show you actually painting this ceiling because I've covered plenty in this little series of videos about painting the ceiling, and it is straightforward. Going around with a brush, cutting it in and then rolling it however you want to do it. If you were so inclined to actually spray it, you could spray it, and that's your choice. But today, what paint am I using? Now, I've mentioned this paint a number of times, and as I'm filming this, I'm going to say back in January of 2025, just to put a timestamp on that, I used some of this Hanford and Green acrylic matte. Now, I was so impressed with that paint on the ceiling that I used it on. There was a video on it. Please watch that video there. It might not be that far back from when you were last watching my series of videos that I do on a Monday and a Thursday at 5 p.m. It's probably not that long ago, but I was very impressed with that paint from Hanford and Green. It's the acrylic matte. A 10-litre tub is roughly about £120, and you might go shock horror. But as I've said times many, the price of materials is quite small for a decorator. Unless you're on a big contract where you're using hundreds of gallons, wanting a paint and you're only using a fraction of that to paint a ceiling. If it's £120 for a 10-litre tub and you've only used a couple of litres, work that out. You're spending probably about 20 quid on paint. It's not a deal breaker for a customer if you're charging accordingly for your paint. But I was so impressed with that paint. It's an acrylic matte. It's proper paint. I'm going to say it's proper paint. It's not a contract cheap emulsion. You can use it on ceilings. You can use it on walls. You can use it even on your woodwork if you like. Give it a light sand down and you can actually go on and use it as actually a primer. So that's on any surface. So I would even say that even if you've got bare plasterboard like this, if you've got bare plastered surfaces, you could use this paint, this acrylic matte, as your wash coat. You would thin down accordingly depending on the application that you are going for, whether it be with brush roller or sprayer. You could actually use this as your primer. I've not done that because we've used the Primer GB from Isomat, which has been very good, but the subsequent coats of paint that are going over that Primer GB from Isomat is this Hanford and Green. Now this tub is about half full. Getting a bit closer. This tub is about half full. It's still very heavy. It's got high solids in it. The titanium dioxide that goes into this paint is on the higher side. That's what makes it a little bit more expensive and a bit better quality paint. But what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be tipping some out into my, I call this a roller bucket, but it's actually, if you want to look in the textbooks, it's actually classed as a roller scuttle. I'm going to be tipping some out. I'm going to put a little bit of water to it for that first coat to help it go onto that surface. And I'm moving. I'm back, sorry camera, I'm back. I'm using I believe that's the Axis because I've lost the wrapper. It's an Axis, can you see which roller sleeve that is? It's a medium pile Axis. What nap will that be? 10 or 11, 12, it's not too much of a nap on that actual roller sleeve there. It gives a nice finish on that boarding and I was quite happy with that, so I'll stick with that. And then the brush that I'm using is an 88mm, which is just over, it's between the 3 and the 4 inch on an emulsion brush, and that is the Monarch, and it's the Swift with the red bristles. Very nice brush. Just make sure you brush it out like that. Just in case there's any, there's just one there, look. If there's a loose bristle, just take it away. They wash out very nicely, and rollers and brushes wash out really nicely if you've actually used a quality paint. Sometimes you've got paints that are a little bit more hybrid on the mix and you struggle washing out your rollers and sleeves. But with these acrylic based products, whether it be the Isomat or actually the Hanford and Green, they wash out quite nicely, so no issues there. And while I'm still talking about Hanford and Green, this is the next timestamp for anybody. Because Hanford and Green are new to a lot of decorators, they have said to me that if anybody rings up and wants to order some paint through them and mentions any of the videos that they've seen the Hanford and Green been used on that I've actually had the pleasure of actually trying and demoing, they would give a special discount to you as a new customer. And probably going forward, you will get a nice rapport with them that you'll get trade discounts anyway. Don't quote me on that one, but I think going forward, if you've used Hanford and Green, you would be very impressed with it and you would probably go back to them and say, I'd like to try some more paints. So yes, there are some paints there. That one in particular, that Hanford and Green are tweaking and altering a little bit to my specification to get another paint in their range of paints. They've got one there which is a 50% sheen satin. So again, I'm going to say no sponsorship, no endorsement, but I can hand on heart say how pleased I am with the Hanford and Green paints. and if you want to try it, please give them a ring. There will be a link in the description below to Hanford and Green's website as well. So without further ado, Pew, Barnaby, Grew, Cuthbert, Dibble and Grub, because this video is going to be about 20 minutes long clearly. I'm not going to show you the painting, but what I'm going to do now is get this ceiling painted. I will come back later this afternoon and we will have a look at it when it's actually been fully dried. I will get the heaters on to dry it off a little bit quicker. It does dry within an hour. It is one of these products that is very quick drying. Now, if anybody's asking, the sheen level is 3%. Now I'm hoping with my, over in that corner, pole light and the lights that I've got, if I can get the camera to look across that ceiling when I've finished, let's just see if it shows any roller or brush marks. But on a 3% sheen level, actually it will be very minimal. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to move the camera out of the way, and I will see this afternoon when it's all dried and we can have a bit of a conflab. But so far so good. We're getting on with this studio for my YouTube studio, and the next time you will see me, we will have this all coated up. Right, I am back, and I said to you I wouldn't show you any painting, which I've not done, but this ceiling has now had 2 coats. Now, this morning I was up early when I first spoke to you, and I managed to get a coat on. What I did, I used the Hanford and Green acrylic matte, slightly thinned it to make it a little bit easier to apply that first coat, and I got a coat on relatively quite easy, no issues there. That medium pile roller and the brush that I used, the Swift from Monarch, cut in nicely, and it rolled the surface with that Axis medium pile roller with very little minimal roller marks, i.e. orange peel. So this paint, with it being a quick drying, it was dry easily within an hour. I had heaters on. I gave it about 2 hours before I came back to it, and it was dried off. I could see that it was a little bit thinner because I had thinned it, but do you know what? It was ready to go, and I gave it a second coat before lunch, and now I'm mid-afternoon and it is dry as a bone. I've had heaters on, and I'm going to say I'm really impressed with it. It's phenomenal. It says on the side of the tin, it says phenomenal opacity, and I have to say it's one of these paints that even though you've thinned it slightly for that first coat, it bodies up when it dries. Very similar to how that Primer GB from Isomat reacted on that surface. Reacted's probably the wrong word, but you know what I mean. It dried out with a bit more body to it. This Hanford and Green acrylic matte has done exactly the same thing. It's given me a solid base, and I'm going to say to you, if I can say to you, please try some Hanford and Green paint this year and tell me what you think about it. Give us some comments below if you've already tried it this year. But I have to say it is one of the best paints out there, and it's probably one of the best paints out there that you've probably never even heard of or never even tried, because it's not available in your general run-of-the-mill painters merchants. It's something you have to get from Hanford and Green stroke Andorra down in Bicester, which if you want to look in that corner there, I did do a factory tour back end of 2024 just before Christmas. So what did I do with the second coat? I did actually thicken it up. So the paint that had got left in the tub, I actually my paint bucket should I say, I did tip a bit more of the neat paint into it, whisked it all up, got it all nicely mixed together, and we actually went for a little bit more solid coat of paint over the top, i.e. being a little bit thicker than the first coat that I applied. And I said I'd come back to you really like I'm doing now, and I don't know whether you can see, I might have to put the camera lens on a different setting. I'm looking there. Yeah, let's hope that helps. It's one of these cases, you've got to trust me on this one. I'll move out my shadow of myself. Flashing, what do we see with flashing? This is a 3% sheen level for this paint. I said earlier, if you've skipped through it and you hadn't listened, this is a paint that can go on ceilings, it can go on walls, it can go on your woodwork. You can actually use it as a primer coat for things as well, so you can wash coat with it if you wanted. But the big thing for ceilings is, do we get any flashing? And I'm hoping, and I'm going to lift the camera up in a moment, I'm going to put it onto FPV. I'm going to lift the camera up, and do you know what? I'm standing here looking back at the pole light, and I'll stand in front of the camera looking back at the pole light. I know I would expect to see flashing, i.e. roller marks, and the lights for brush marking around the side if it was a cheap contract matte paint that was showing this sort of flashing on a ceiling. And do you know what? I'm not seeing it. I'm going to lift you up, see if I can get you a bit closer. I don't know whether you can see it or not. What I can see is probably user error more for where I've got my tape and joint filling areas. Now I'm looking really close up to that. I can actually see where the scrim tape's actually been, and I've probably floated it over with the jointing compound in the previous videos. But do you know what? Other than that, that ceiling looks as flat as a pancake. And I will say, if you've been using AF1, I'm not too keen on that. If you're using AR2, which isn't a bad paint, they're at a price of about £50–60 for a 10-litre tub. I think AR2 might be just over 70. This Hanford and Green's £120-ish. It's £100 plus VAT. But I'm going to say to you, for a paint that can do ceiling, walls and woodwork, it is an all-rounder paint. It's not a paint you've got to swap from if you've done a ceiling and then you want to do a different paint on the walls because that ceiling paint that you've used before hasn't been hard wearing enough. This acrylic matte from Hanford and Green is one of those paints you can use on the ceiling, you can use it on the wall, all at the same time. I'm going to walk over there. I'm looking all the way across this. I'm still not seeing any flashing from what I can see with the studio light here. I'm looking back towards the light that's behind the camera. I can just see the areas where I've got the tape and joint filler, i.e. because we're not a flat surface, we've just got a slight, I'm not saying indentation, but you've got a slight area that is probably a little bit more proud on the surface than what we've had before from a flat plasterboard. But you know, I'm quite happy with that finish. I like it. It's one of these paints that you've got to try it and then say, Phil, I agree with you, it is a very good paint. Much like their other paints in their range as well. So moving on now, what am I going to do? I'm going to say to you, please watch the videos at the end. I'm just going to go around touching up all this edge before I actually get the lights installed, which will be on another video. I have got the wall colour and I will just go around neatly cutting in where the ceiling paint has actually been taken onto the wall area and the breeze block going all the way around. Now don't forget, I did say to you at the beginning that Hanford and Green are offering a discount for anybody who wants to ring up and order some of their paints to try. Please mention me and the videos that you've seen where I've been trying and obviously telling you how good the Hanford and Green paint is, hence why they're prepared to actually give a promotional discount to anybody who's wanting to try the paint, particularly for the first time. So the next time you see me on a video, we'll be actually trying to get some lights up in here. So we've got some decent lighting ready for another video, which will be painting the floor with something to tidy it all up. See you again. Bye-bye.